Hey, good morning. It's Joel Markwitt for folkmedia.org. Folk Media is a new media production studio helping businesses and nonprofits market on the social web. And the social web obviously includes Twitter, a big favorite application of mine lately. And in this presentation, I'd like to talk about choosing a Twitter username. I'd like to talk about why a username is important, what it really is, how to pick one, and then give you some action steps to take with you today as soon as you're done watching this video. Why is a username on Twitter so important? Well, obviously, your brand is important. To protect your brand, your business name, whatever that is. For example, the other day I was looking for Coca-Cola on Twitter, and I typed in twitter.com/Coke, C-O-K-E, and it ended up at some random page. It didn't come to the Coca-Cola page. Coca-Cola is actually Coca-Cola, twitter.com/Coca-Cola. That's their brand. They missed out on the opportunity to secure the name Coke for their brand recognition. But you also need to think about, and the picture here, brand is here, but also this guy with a magnifying glass. How do people search for you? So Coke, people search for Coke, C-O-K-E. They don't necessarily search for Coca-Cola all the time. They needed to think about how people search for them. How do people search for your business? Is it by your name, or is it by what you do? We're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. But think about how people search for you while you're thinking about your username. This is why it's important. People will be searching for you in some way online, and Twitter can come up in those results. What is a good username? Well, it needs to obviously be easy to remember, so you don't need to tie a string around your finger. It's got to be easy to spell. Like, for example, let's say your name was Rockman. Well, how's that spelled? R-A-U-G-H-M-A-N? Is it R-O-C-K-M-A-N? That would be very difficult phonetically to tell somebody that name and then have them think about how to spell that out on Twitter. So easy to spell would be, a name like Coke that's very phonetically definite. You know how to spell that. You've seen it spelled other places. So just think about that, easy to spell. And also, where are you using a username already? Do you have an account on Facebook? Do you have a YouTube account, other accounts online in the social media world that you could duplicate the username over into Twitter? Because obviously you want to keep that consistent across different platforms. It really helps people. How do you pick a username? This is what I tell clients and people that I interact with. Make a list of names. You have 20 characters to work with, and then begin searching. I'd make a list of 10 to 15 names that you should be thinking about, and then begin searching for those and see if they're already taken. So for example, let's say you are a certified public accountant in New York, the state of New York. So you could have a Twitter name, for example, twitter.com/New York CPA. You're saying I'm a New York CPA. And that really describes what it is that you do. And begin searching for New York CPA, see if it's taken. If it already is, then you need to go to your second choice. But build a list out of these different choices. And don't necessarily think about your business name. Let's say your business is Bob's Plumbing. Well, Bob's Plumbing doesn't mean much. I mean, yeah, I kind of know you're into plumbing and stuff. But what you really need to think about is you could name it twitter.com/plumbing helper. You're helping people with plumbing, or Mr. Leak Fixer, or something like that. Think about what it is that you do, the value you provide. And that's really the next step, is begin brainstorming names that are non-brand. Unless you've got a really specific business name that you use that people will recognize, I'd recommend you begin thinking about the value you provide rather than the name of your business. For example, twitter.com/Backpackers News lands you on the Backpackers News Twitter feed, giving what? News about backpacking. It's very descriptive of what they do right in their Twitter name. So I really encourage you, when you're picking your Twitter name, to do that. Think about how people will search for you. Make it easy to spell, easy to remember. Make it also about the value you provide. If you've found this presentation helpful in picking your Twitter username, you can also check out a book that I've written called 21 Days to Twitter Leadership. We take you step by step, 21 days from knowing nothing to becoming a leader on Twitter, meaning you've got a following of people around your business, your niche, your industry that are beginning to follow what you say, and you're building yourself a brand. You're building yourself some valuable content online. You can download a free chapter at 21days to twitterleadership.com. I invite you to do that and pick up a copy of the book while you're there. as well. This is Joel Mark Witt for Folk Media. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.